Welcome to the Cafe Night Show. I'm your host, the Goldsmith. It's the 14th of June, 2024, and I got hit with a bug with the after Genesis Week bug, which I almost thought I was out of the woods for. Every year people come back from Genesis Week with COVID or other bugs or being sick otherwise. And I thought I was out of the woods and got hit just as I was just about in the safe zone. So for tonight, take a deep breath and hopefully I'll come out clearly. Couple things kicking off today. Obviously, we are inside of a season, so we do have a Spark weekend. We are in the middle of Spark weekend, so some reminders on what's going on for the Spark weekend with the understanding that some Spark amounts that are for sale, as well as the level up bonuses being available. Upland did put out their own content for Genesis Week. We'll talk a little bit about that because I've got some thoughts. As to what they did and didn't put out. And then I can also highlight one more time, because I've been highlighting it all week. I can highlight the great content that Upland broadcasters have put out for the week, and some of the other programs that did a pretty good job of recapping things that had happened in Genesis Week, because I think it was an important thing to recap for the people who were not at Genesis Live. Again, a 24-hour event, but there was a lot that happened there. So it was great that we had even more. Hey, Dopa Screw, good to see you. We had a good opportunity to see that content be put out, and maybe contrast that a little bit to what Upland put out. Not that it's bad, it's just missing something. There we go. That's the easiest way to say it. And then, of course, Bermuda did get released. Bermuda's collection reveal did happen, so we can get into that. And some great takeaways, and that some people forecast this pretty well. So that was an interesting reality, inclusive of one of the more expensive neighborhoods in the city on the island, hitting a exclusive. So that was pretty well forecast by a lot of people, but we'll get into that. And of course, that's about it. That's about it for tonight. We'll get through that and keep our eyes out here into next week. All views and opinions expressed by myself, they're mine and mine alone, should be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They don't represent the game or the team of Upland. Any contributors who we do have on have their own opinions. They should be welcome to them. They do not represent myself, the Goldsmith, the Cafe Nightly Show. They don't represent the game of Upland, the team of Upland. Should be taken as financial or game strategy advice. Easy enough there. So let's just jump in. I'm going to take a look at this collection reveal. A couple things on the collection reveal, obviously. Biggest thing is we have a format, we have a process, and we went by that process. So generally speaking, historically, there used to be, and there has been in the past, a reminder that says in 5 minutes we'll be doing the collection reveal. Because there was some issues with fidelity in the past, it used to be like we'll do this if it works, maybe it'll work, and maybe it won't. This wasn't a concern this time, but there wasn't that 5-minute warning. We'll be announcing collection reveal in 5 minutes. It was straight off at 12 today, 12 my time, 9 a.m. PT, for everybody who follows Upland time. And we had the collection reveal here. So let's take a look at the collections as they were revealed and go into a couple small things on them as well. So here we go. Obviously, first and foremost, easiest there, out the gate, Bermuda collection, 3 properties anywhere in Bermuda. I like the fact that we have continue to have city-specific collections. That means that if you have at least 3, you can always put it in that city collection. The neighborhoods, Hamilton, Pembroke, and Southampton, these were all forecast as being potential neighborhoods. They all hit. 3 properties in Hamilton is an exclusive. Pembroke, 3 properties in Pembroke, and then 3 in Southampton. Those are 2 limiteds, and then Hamilton obviously being an exclusive. We have a few streets here as well. Church Street is a ultra rare. We have Front Street, Harbor Street, Middle Road, North Shore Road, and South Road. These collections will appear in game shortly. They obviously already have. Please head over to live updates for deciphering details to give you more information and the further announcements on the Bermuda collections. We've unlocked unminted Bermuda properties in collections that are recalculated. Again, The lock period was for, sorry about that. Sneezy, sneezy. The lock period for 30 minutes, obviously getting those reallocated and put back up with a new prices based on that coefficient being applied. And we did have some really expensive properties in Hamilton by the time they were done. There was actually a lot of unminted properties in Hamilton. We knew about them. People were considering going and buying them. The speculation that it was going to be a collection, but they were already pricey enough as they sat on their own, and there was people who didn't actually, didn't feel they were in a position to go mint those properties. Well, guess what? Now they really can't mint those properties. Well, let's take a look. Here we are in Hamilton. Let's see what the mint is over here. Wow! Look at that. 129 UP2 over here in Hamilton Parish. 129 UP2. It could be yours. 710 UPX. Again, property size 129 UP2. Again, Hamilton, we're going to see a lot of these properties sitting here. And they're probably going to sit there for a long time. Again, at these for some pretty high, pretty significant UPX per UP2 pricing over there in Hamilton, and we do see the same thing as, oh, here we go. We're going to see the same things as we do look through. And this is actually an interesting piece here. And Barco, you are live. If you could do not mind popping that low. We do see it, and we do see that we did have some property here that did not actually get modified. I don't know how that sat there. This must be a property that was held. Here we go. Just a second. Oh, we'll correct this in just a second here. Boom, done. That's all that takes. So, so we did see that on some of these properties. Again, it looks like the multiplier did not get applied in some of these properties. These must be properties that were withheld by passes. So it's kind of interesting. So that's going to be a locked property over here on Clay Court. 2 Clay Court must be a locked property in Hamilton, with again, with showing that 1,000 UPX per UP2. Obviously, with the collection multiplier, we are looking at that being a lot closer to 4,000 UPX per UP2. Isn't that fun? So 4,000 UPX per UP2 in Hamilton, turning it around and trying to mint those properties is not going to be cheap and easy for most people. And we'll continue to see how long these sit in the market. They are exclusive, so they can get minted out. It's a pretty good benefit from going and minting those. Again, minting those and taking the collection bonus. We are looking. Here we go. We are looking at some collection bonuses here. Southampton, already got that. I'm waiting for my 3,400 UPX. Hamilton, 3,900 UPX, 1.91 multiplier. Middle Road, 2.11 times multiplier at 7,100 UPX as a reward. North Shore, 7,500 UPX, and then 2.13 times multiplier. And then South Road is also an exclusive 7,600 reward at 2.14 times multiplier. We had the rare collections of the Harbor Road and the Front Street. Harbor Road, 12,700 UPX reward for a collection, and then a 2.4 times multiplier, with Front Street hitting at 17,200 UPX reward, 2.58 times multiplier. And Church Street, as mentioned, is the ultra rare. It is a street collection, short street for Church Street, and 2,800 UPX is the reward, 2.69 times multiplier boost. We did also have, like I said, Pembroke hit, and Southampton as our 2 neighborhoods that are going to be our limiteds. There was not a standard collection here outside of the standard Bermuda. So I think as far as the arrays of collections were concerned, definitely heavier towards the higher end of collections, because this is a more expensive, I'm going to say city, but more expensive island. We do see that it kind of makes sense that they skew a little bit on the pricier side of them, or the higher collection side. I did see a couple other interesting things in Bermuda as we did look at the list, and we'll take a quick look here. We did have today for the collections, or for the the property passes. When that information got released, I saw a couple interesting things. If we can get to it, the Bermuda passes, we get to the list. And one of the most interesting things that I've realized about Bermuda, and it definitely seems to be the case, is that we don't have a lot of these Bermuda addresses that go to like 6,948. It's like it looks like a lot of shorter streets. Some of the shorter streets we have lower numbers, and all of those streets they start with a number 1. So Bermuda seems to be the island of ones. Because if I look down this list and I sort addresses, maybe I can't sort this address as easy. But if I were to go by and sort by address, you are going to see that there's a ton of ones that are in here. And I saw that with my own properties as well. I thought it was really cool. Look at all these ones. There's people who collect the ones on the properties all over the map. And it's just that there's usually not quite so many. So with a shorter street lengths, with a lot more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on a shorter street, and a lot fewer 2,698 blank street. We do see a lot more ones. We see a lot more single digits. So it's pretty cool to see that be the case. I think it makes the ones less special for Bermuda. But again, as I mentioned, there are a ton of them, which is kind of interesting for the island. Obviously, we did have the Bermuda Pass. Properties did get revealed today. If you had a property, if you were holding on to a Bermuda Pass today, you can see your properties that are available to you. You do have to travel to Mint, and Mint price is going to be something that is not included in the pass. So that's something you have to be prepared to pay and be ready to do so. Good to see a KO Ninja. And again, we did see on this, of course, that they're all over the map. The one thing that is interesting on the passes to keep in mind is the pass properties are before collection reveal, meaning that if there was a multiplier that was to be applied, that multiplier is not going to be effective, or is not going to affect the mint price, which is why we did see that there's a couple properties in Hamilton that are at the original mint price of 1,000 UPX per UP2. They weren't multiplied by the 4 times, and they are going to continue to sit there. Again, possibly if the person doesn't mint them, that's reserved for them. Possibly go back to the market at the lower UPX per UP2 mint price if it's a property that does not get scooped up by the pass holder. We did have alongside this reveal happening today, which again is something that is available to next Wednesday. If you did have the pass, if you did have a property reserved for you, you have until next Wednesday to actually mint it. We did also have one more drop by the team of Upland, and that was a Spark weekend, something that we should be getting used to at this point. Every weekend inside of a season, we do have a Spark weekend. We take a break in between when we are outside the season. Another Spark weekend is upon us. Registration is now open for a Spark sale. Spark sale happening tomorrow, June 15th, 9 a.m. PT. Again, this is a Saturday Spark sale. We've been having a decent amount of these because of the new Spark weekends. So pretty easy. Do not forget, if you're trying to use your boosted level up, now is the time to do so. The boost level up for Spark is activated through the weekend. It does end Monday the 17th at 9 a.m. PT. Don't do it at 10 a.m. PT because you won't get the boost. So take your opportunity. Get your 20% boost if you are going to level up. If you're going to level from director to pro. Sorry, from pro to director, director to executive, executive to chief executive. That 20% boost definitely does count and makes it a lot easier to stack that Spark. So definitely now is the time if you are in the market to level up at this time. The one other thing that we do have, what is that? Oh yeah, that's the behind the scenes from Genesis Week. So Upland did put out the behind the scenes Genesis Week. It's a recap of the biggest Upland event of the year. And let's take a look at a couple things on this. First and foremost, I did go through and watch it. I do recommend anybody who didn't go to Genesis Week, anyone who did, watch the video. It's kind of fun to see different Uplanders in the action of the activity. Genesis Live. There's a lot going on. People are excited to be there. You can kind of get a highlight of some of the food. Hey, JT, good to see you. You can kind of get a highlight of some of the food and some of the activities and how things are set. And there's some quick 1 bite, 1 sentence type interviews with people throughout, which is kind of fun, kind of exciting. But as a recap, it falls very flat. And the reason why I say it falls very flat as a recap is because it doesn't actually encapsulate the partner partners. It doesn't encapsulate the partner presentations. It doesn't encapsulate the layer 2 dev presentations. It doesn't encapsulate the hackathon. It doesn't encapsulate the community awards. It really is just this vibe, the vibe of having fun together at Genesis Live, which it definitely was. Genesis Live definitely was a fun time and a time for upwinners to be with other upwinners. What it was also a celebration of a lot of things to come and a opportunity to get information about what's to come. It would be nice if some of the official information was, here are the partners to watch out for in 2024, 2025, or here's some things that are coming up. That interview with Jason on stage, and where I guess Jason was technically running it. Upland was there to be second, and we had the one and only D-Tech. Maybe he was the one who was actually being interviewed. I'm not sure, but that 3-person panel on UGC. Jason dropped a lot of important things, or did a presentation on a lot of important things to keep your eyes out for and to watch out for and to be prepared for in the UGC front over the next couple of months. That would have been a great thing to put into the recap. Or maybe the founders, when they had their original presentation in the morning and they went over some things that they're looking at doing for priorities in the immediate future, or the AMA. So there's a lot of really great things that didn't make this recap, and what did is just smiling and waving and giggling and putting in a quick 1-line answer, and Metaverse Mallory going and interviewing people, which it was great interviews. It was nice to see all the excitement and that we are highlighting that people are having fun. But if you're looking for better content that actually gives you a breakdown of what actually happened, you want to see and feel and experience what was going on at Genesis Live 2024, and you couldn't make it yourself. Check out More Cheese's 7-hour video. I'm serious when I say 7-hour video, because it is 7 hours. To get to 7 hours, you start with 12. You take out all the things where Goldie swears or is just boring. And then you get things like the partner presentation. You get things like the AMA. You get things like the hackathon entries. You get to see all those things. Some of the audio, as Morchi says, some of the audio is more rough, and it was because it was very hard to film in that room with competing noise in different locations, and because of the competing noise, obviously things like the auto cancel on the and auto noise cancellation was being messed with. It was hard to capture one audio, one voice versus the other. However, Cheese did a great job of making sure those were captured with captured with closed captioning. There you go. That was easy enough. Captured with closed captioning, meaning you could read what was being said. It was easy to follow on, and it is one of those things that it is content you wouldn't have gotten if you weren't there live in person. And obviously, you're not getting it from Upland just because their focus in this situation was the promotion, the fun part of it, which absolutely was there. There was plenty of fun to be had, and Upland was able to highlight that pretty well with a behind the scenes video. They did say before, and I understand where it comes from, that Upland's not going to record each of the presentations and put that out. They've kind of made the statement that they expect broadcasters to do that. We know that the audio is it's the best. We're getting the best that we're going to get off the audio, but it is really appreciated that More Cheese and a few other people put a lot of effort into putting out some content. I put some content out during Genesis week, and it wasn't nearly as good as Cheese's. So do check out that 7 hours worth of no fluff. I'm going to say no fluff, very limited fluff. There's that much stuff going on during Genesis live that you can have a 7-hour video and feel like we had to cut out some stuff, or Cheese had to cut out some stuff, I should say. Cheese had to cut out some stuff because there was a fluff that people didn't have time for. But I'm very excited to have people see that. And if you feel like you missed out because you weren't at Genesis Live, that is your way to fill in the gaps. Not to watch a 7-minute video that's all smiling and waving and ooh, it was really fun to be here. It really was. The video that Upland put out was very much FOMO. It was very much I want to go next year because I can see everyone's having a great time. And as a promotional video, I think it's great. I think it's great to say, look at how much fun there was in 2024. In 2025, come and expect the same thing. And with that, again, the message that was put out when the video was put out, when the Genesis Live behind the scenes was put out, was Paris announcement, planes, live racing, and the biggest in-person community yet. Question mark, exclamation point. Yay! Can't wait for next year. And I agree with all those sentiments. They all are true. They all are big parts of what Genesis Live 2024 was. And I'm glad that other broadcasters have put information out that actually encapsulated some of the real experience of being there that people are looking for. So thank you so much, Upland, for putting out the 7 minutes. Again, no hate on the 7 minutes. Metaverse Mallory did a great job doing the interviews and putting the information out. It's just that it's appreciated that the good meat and potatoes are also out there as well. Six, good to see you. And then for tonight, let's call it a night. It is a Friday night. We kind of had that late early night on Friday. So thank you so much for being here Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT, here in the Upland Cafe, here on YouTube, here on Twitter. It is Friday, so I am in the plaza as well. But of course, if you are in the Upland Discord, as the tradition goes, please feel free to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.